In this video, we'll create our first Android project, and after that, we'll have a look at the overall Android project structure. I'll open Eclipse, and to create an Android project, I can choose one of three ways. The first one would be right-clicking into the Package Explorer, selecting New, Other, and Android project. The second one would be selecting File in the menu, again New, Other, Android project. And the third, the simplest one, would be clicking on this folder icon which belongs to the ADT. Each of these three methods lead to this dialog, which prompts you for a project name. We're just going to look at what ADT provides out of the box, so we'll just name this Hello Android. We can leave everything within contents as it is. And next we select a build target. I'll scroll down this list until I reach something along the line of 8 or 9 as API level. Let's take, for example, this one, Android 2.3.1. This here, the project name, is the name that shows up within Eclipse. The name for the application can of course be the same, but that's something different. I call this Hello Android as well. And just in case somebody else creates a Hello Android project as well, I'm asked to provide a package name. This usually looks like a domain name. For example, package name for my apps usually begin with eu.androidtraining. And for this app, I'll append Hello Android. At the field Create Activity, you provide the name of the first screen, so to say, that is visible in your application. Java developers usually call it main. The field min SDK version expects an API level. If you want your app to run only on 2.3.1 and newer versions, you'll enter a 9. But of course you could also enter, for example, 7 for Android 2.1. But then you'll be responsible for making your application degrade gracefully in case you're trying to use features that are not available in that SDK version. And thus, this dialog gives you a warning. For now, I'll change this back to 9. Click on Next. This one we can skip. We don't need a test project right now. And we click on Finish. As you can see, here's the project. There's already a folder structure. Now let's have a look at the parts of this application. The Android manifests XML covers everything related to the application as a whole. For example, the package name, the version number of this version of the application, some settings for the application itself. Here we have the main activity, which we told ADT to create. Permissions, which are empty right now, relate to what parts of your device this application is allowed to use. Instrumentation relates to testing, which we don't need right now. And then we can look at the whole manifest in XML format. Here you will also find this min SDK version which we provided. As you can see, activities are declared within the application element. The element intent filter tells me that this is the main activity of the application, which will be started when the application is launched. This activity main is the Java class. We will find this Java class within this source folder right here. There's the package name for my application. And within that package, we have this Java class main. I'll double click on it to open it. And here we can see that our activity main is a subclass of the class Android App Activity. This is, so to say, the backbone of your activity, which is on creation bound to a layout. This refers to another class and some subclasses. Where do you find this class R? That's in this gen folder. Again, here's the package and there's the class R. I'll open it and I'll find several subclasses. Attr, which is empty, drawable, layout, and string. And here we see something like app name and hello. Where was that app name? We've seen that at the manifest. There it is. There we have this identifier app name. But what does that mean? One very nice part of Android development is that resources are very well separated from the code. Maybe you've already seen this folder res for resources. When I open it, it reveals a few subfolders. For example, 3 different types of drawable folders, which contain, as you can see, an icon. And now you can already guess that everything that's displayable and drawable within an Android app will be put in one of those drawable folders. In the folder layout, we find an XML file, main XML. And although in the main class we see our layout main, which refers to this one, this main.xml is in fact what it's referring to. Because from this main.xml, ADT creates the corresponding Java components automatically. Let's have a look at main.xml. I'll double click on it. And here you can see that a Hello World app has in fact already been created for us. This tab, Graphical Layout, gives me a static view of what the application would look like. I can click on this view to reveal that it's a linear layout, and then click on this element to see that this is a text view. Let's have a look at it at XML view. I click on this tab, main.xml, and now I see a very tidy structure for this layout. I see that the root element is a linear layout, which means that all the child elements are displayed below one another by orientation vertical. And the only child element right now is a text view. Here we can also see that the linear layout is told to span the whole screen, and that the text view is told to span the whole width and be as high as the content. The text view is the Android element for, let's say, a label. That's a view that just displays text. But if you look closely, it doesn't display what it's given here. Look at this. Hello World main, but in fact there is @string/hello. This is in fact a reference to a resource. If you see some XML attribute value which is prepended by an @sign, that points to a resource. And if the compiler encounters an @sign followed by string, it will look within the resource folder for resource type string. This can be found in fact here in the subfolder values at strings.xml. I'll double click on it, and there we have the identifier hello. I'll look at it in an XML view, and there we have the root element resources, and there we have our string, identifier hello, and what it should display. Now let's sum it all up again. In the Java class main, there's a reference to another Java class R, the subclass layout, which in turn refers to some Java component which is auto-generated out of this XML file. Within this XML file, there's a reference to a resource, which can be found within a resource XML file here within the values folder. What makes this approach so brilliant is that it's very, very simple to provide alternate content. Let's, for example, provide this string in German. I click on this icon here for Android XML. Now it wants to know what I want to create. Type strings.xml. This will be, in fact, a replacement for this strings.xml, so I pick values. Now ADT will place this file in the subfolder values, as you can see here. Now I want to tell, okay, take this one if the language is German instead of English, which is the 2-letter code DE. As you can see, ADT modifies the folder name to values-DE. When I click Finish, it creates in fact this subfolder with the strings.xml inside. This file is now open. I click on Add. Say, okay, I want a resource string. Click on String and OK. Provide an identifier, which was hello, and a value, Hallo Welt. I'll save this, Control S, or via File, Save. Go back to my main XML on the graphical layout. Now look at this screen. I'll expand it a little so you can see it better. Now here select Other, and again DE, NE. Now you can see instead of the English text, it picks the German text and displays it. Now, as you can see, one great advantage of this separation of code and resources is that you can provide alternate content pretty easily. And Android will pick the appropriate resources depending on the device configuration. Finally, within our project, let's have a look at this one, at this folder, Android 2.3.1. This is the Java container for all the Android components. Now we've created our first Android project, and you've taken a look at the folder structure of a typical Android project.